All right, Lainey, thank you very much. Now to 12 investigates complaints about bad gasoline at some stations in the Piedmont Triad, leading to expensive car repair bills. The State Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services says it's looking into reports that some drivers think they're getting gas, but instead they're getting water. Let's go to Louis Tran. He joins us live tonight in Greensboro on West Gate City Boulevard at one of the stations currently under investigation. Louis, good evening.
Hey, Kenny. A Triad mother shared on social media that her son tried to get gas at a Shell gas station on this road. Now, instead of fuel, he got water. Now, the state confirmed with me today that they received about a half a dozen calls about this issue across the state, including 2 at this Shell gas station right behind me. Cars are moving on West Gate City Boulevard. And at this Shell gas station, people are pumping gas. But Monday, that wasn't the case.
At some point, water has breached the underground storage tank where the gas is stored.
Marcus Helfrich with the North Carolina Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services says 2 people reported Monday instead of getting gas at this Shell gas station, they got water. State officials say the cause of this is under investigation.
There's all different types of scenarios that can happen there, but with the recent rains, we've seen a slight uptick in that area of complaints.
And it's not just in Greensboro. State officials say they're getting complaints about this issue also in Trinity, Burlington, and Monroe. Down the street at Randall's Tire Pros, management tells me off camera they fixed a vehicle that had water inside its fuel tank Monday. They say the client told them it happened at a nearby gas station. They say the repairs cost that customer $1,300. Back at the gas station, the franchisor that owns the property of the Shell gas station talked with me.
We've never ever had anything like this happen at this site before.
Jeff Mercer says they have controls in place to detect any water or contamination in their fuel tanks. Mercer says on Monday night, a gas provider delivered fuel to that gas station. He says the system notified them of an issue, and they shut down the gas station right after. He says they did not have any water in their fuel tanks until after the gas provider delivered the gas.
We didn't open it back up until the fuel that we felt that may have been contaminated, all of that fuel was pumped out of all 3 tanks. And then what we did is we brought in fresh gas.
State officials say that this issue does not happen often. He says oftentimes the victims are not just the drivers, but the gas stations as well.
There's the victims as well in this. The remediation cost for a problem like this is also tens of thousands of dollars, and that comes out of their pockets as well if their insurance won't cover it.
Now, I did ask Mercer if they will reimburse the drivers who were impacted by this issue. He says the investigation is still ongoing, and if they learned that they were responsible for the damages, they would, quote, take care of the customers. In Greensboro, I'm Louis Tran, WXII 12 News.